I've been playing Wuthering Waves on mobile for quite a while now, and recently I've been thinking about its performance again. Not because I'm an expert in game development or optimization, I'm just a player. But after playing this game for this long, there's something I've noticed that I think is worth talking about. Wuthering Waves can run really well on my phone, until it starts getting hot. For context, I'm playing on a phone with a Dimensity 8350 Ultimate, 8GB of physical RAM, 8GB extended memory, and 256GB storage. It's not a flagship phone, but it's also not exactly an entry-level device. And when Wuwa is running well, I'm genuinely impressed. The game looks great, the world is huge, and the combat is extremely fast. Sometimes I still have that feeling of, how is this running on a phone? But then I play for a while, the phone heats up, and that's when the experience starts changing. The stuttering becomes more noticeable, the frame rate feels less consistent, and the game simply doesn't feel as smooth as it did when I first started playing. And that's what bothers me. It's not that my phone can't run Wuthering Waves. It can. The problem is whether it can sustain that experience. I think this is something we sometimes forget when talking about mobile gaming. We usually look at an FPS number and ask, how many frames can this phone get? But that's only a part of the story. What happens after 20 or 30 minutes? What happens when the phone gets hot? Does the performance stay consistent? Does the game start stuttering? For me, that's where Wuwa becomes frustrating. And I don't think lowering every graphical setting automatically answers the problem either. Maybe it helps, but if the phone is struggling to sustain the workload, then there's probably more going on than simply resolution or texture quality. There's also another problem I've personally experienced. Whenever I open my gacha poll history and then close it, the game exits. For me, it happens consistently. Now, I have no idea if that's a widespread issue. It could be something specific to my phone, a memory problem, or simply a bug. So I'm not going to claim that this proves anything about Wuwa's overall optimization, but it did remind me that performance isn't only about FPS. Stability matters too. I used to play Arknight's Enfield on this same phone, and personally, I've found it more stable. I'm not saying Enfield is perfect. I'm not saying Unity is automatically better than Unreal Engine, and I'm definitely not qualified to explain exactly why one game performs differently from another. It's simply an observation. Same phone, different game, different experience. And that's what made me curious about optimization. Wuthering Waves uses Unreal Engine, while Enfield uses Unity. Both engines are capable of running demanding games on mobile. So maybe the engine itself isn't the entire answer. What matters is how devs use those engines and how they design their games around the limitations of a mobile hardware. So is Wuwa badly optimized? Honestly, I don't know. I myself don't have a definitive answer. There are players who run Wuwa perfectly fine, and there are players who experience serious stuttering. There are probably even people with exact same phone as me who have completely differing experiences. Wuwa is also an extremely ambitious mobile game. Its open world, combat, graphics, and sheer amount of content are impressive, so I don't expect it to run like a simple mobile game. But I do think it's fair to ask whether the game could make better use of the mobile hardware. Because for me, the biggest issue in mobile is, can Wuwa keep running well? And that's really all I wanted to say. I'm not here to tell you that Wuthering Waves is objectively badly optimized. I'm just sharing my experience as someone who plays the game on mobile. On my Dimensity 8350, Wuwa can look and run surprisingly well. But once the phone gets hot, the experience can change significantly. And after comparing it with other demanding games I've played on the same device, I can't help but wonder if there's still room for improvement. Maybe the answer is better memory management. Maybe it's asset streaming. Maybe it's rendering. Maybe it's thermal management. I don't know. But I do know one thing. When Wuthering Waves is running well, it's one of the most impressive games I've played on a phone. I just wish that experience was more consistent, because in my opinion, the real test of mobile optimization isn't how well a game runs for the first 5 minutes. It's how well it runs after you've been playing for an hour. And for Wuthering Waves in 2026, I think there's still room for changes that'll make the mobile experience much better than what it is now.